Hey Scorpio, thank you so much for joining me for your Written in the Stars 5-minute forecast for March. My name is Madeline and I've been studying astrology and tarot since I was a little girl for a little over 20 years, and I'm just going to give you an idea of the energetic waves coming into your life this month so that you can surf them a little better and invite more magic into your life every day. That's what astrology is all about. So we've got a couple of really important things going on this month. One that really gets people sitting up in their seats is that we have Venus going retrograde this month, which really isn't a bad thing. It's actually, I think it's going to be extremely beneficial, particularly for you this month. But the other thing, even before Venus goes retrograde, is we have an exact opposition. That's a really important astrological angle between generous Jupiter and revolutionary Uranus. And Uranus is in your house of work and routine, and you can see there's a whole party happening in your house of work and routine this month. And Jupiter is in your house of secrets and the past. So what does that mean for you? That means when Jupiter is in the house of secrets in the past, it's a beautiful opportunity, and he's going to be there through October. And actually, I should say that this aspect, Jupiter opposite Uranus, that's a long-term aspect that we're going to be enjoying the benefits of for a few months. But when the angle is exact on March 2nd, then you can really expect some intense, like really technicolor versions of that energy to come through, like bam, like big change. And it's going to be a positive change, okay? And it may not always feel like a positive change. That's the thing about this, is like sudden breakthroughs and expansions sometimes come in the form of like, oh, I got fired, or I really need to get out of this relationship. But okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting excited. Let's get into what's going on for you, Scorpio. Okay, so as I said, March 2nd, Jupiter and Uranus will oppose each other exactly. And since Jupiter is the planet of growth and expansion, and Uranus is the planet of progress and sudden changes and breakthroughs, you can expect to have kind of this massive, they're helping you break free. And there's been this sense of like stagnation or boredom or things going slower or smaller than you want them to. You really want things to leap ahead. Now's the time, Scorpio. This is an amazing time to capitalize on energy of jumping forward. Likely there will be events, external events, that prompt you to be able to move forward. Go with it. Like I said, the energy waves and surfing on them, this is the time to capitalize on like, okay, I wanted to bust out of this rut, I'm busting out. Okay, so the other thing I want to say about this is that when Jupiter is in your house of secrets in the past, he can really bring beneficial endings. Positive resolutions, even to really old problems. And often in this house of spirituality, it's like existential crises even. Like, what am I here to do? What am I meant to be? He's going to help you find some resolutions this year, and particularly on March 2nd, on and around the 2nd. And with Uranus being in your house of work and routine, some of you might be really thrown off your game at your 9-to-5 job. Again, like, oh, I got fired, or I need to quit, or someone's resigning and this is shaking up the whole organization. It's going to be a good thing for you, okay, Scorpio? So I know you're a fixed sign and you like things to be predictable. You like to know how things are going. This big change is going to work in your favor, okay? Especially if you work with it and make it work in your favor, which is the whole point of astrology. Because astrology doesn't direct, it doesn't cause events, it reflects events, as above, so below. So ride the wave, right? Okay. So you could experience this month some beneficial endings when it comes to your work, and transitions as well. So it could be like, I'm changing positions, I'm moving jobs, I'm getting new or different responsibilities based on my merits. Like, I've shown that I'm good at certain things and now I'm going to be put in a certain position for that. So expect some big surprises, sudden breakthroughs, and unexpected blessings, especially thanks to this amazing energy. So even if it looks scary, trust that it's going to be good for you, okay? Okay, so like I alluded to, Venus goes retrograde in March. She goes retrograde on March 6th, and she will be retracing her steps until April 15th. So during March, she's going to be going retrograde in your house of work and routine. So like I said, this is the house that rules your 9-to-5, the tasks that you have to do every day. It also rules your health and your habits, your body, your physical health. So it's like, you may be thinking, do I love myself enough? Do I treat my body like a temple? Do I love it? Do I give love to my body, or do I give, you know, a lot of us, sadly in this day and age, we give hate to our body instead of love. Like, why are you like this? well, gee, maybe go for a walk or like eat something a little better, and maybe I won't be like this. This is your body speaking back to you. Like, hey, you have the brain. You get to choose what to do with this body. And Venus is asking you to kind of look and be like, what can I do? How can I shift the way that I treat and appreciate or don't appreciate my body? How can I shift that? So inject a little more love into your habits. Like, make yourself a healthy breakfast as like a love letter to your body. Like, thank you so much for getting up in the morning and walking, and really appreciate the simple things. And since this is also your habits, your daily errands and tasks, like that really mundane stuff, it's like, think back and think about how you can make those things a little more pleasurable. Is it like, you know, my desk workspace is kind of depressing and colorless, and maybe if I brought in a few crystals or a picture of my kids or a picture of my lover and put it on my desk and arrange things a certain way, add a little more color, maybe I'd feel a little more excited about getting to work. That's a very mundane, small change, but it's a loving Venusian change that injects more beauty and more pleasure and more sensuality into what you do, even when it is those nuts and bolts, like, gotta do this work-a-day tasks. Okay, so another really exciting thing for you this month is that on March 10th, Mars, the planet of action, energy, and motivation, moves into your house of partnerships. So for some of you all, it could be like, ooh, things are heating up because Venus is love, but Mars is sex. Like, so that's heat, attraction, that chemistry. And when he's in your house of partnerships, that could really heat up. Like, some of you may meet a partner, or some of you may like ramp up the sexual energy with a partner. And if it's not sexual, it's going to be the other kind of heat, which is like the other kind of sparks, the kind of conflict sparks, okay? And for you, Scorpio, you can be very imposing just naturally. Like, you have this powerful aura, you have this like oomph, like gravitas just naturally. So be careful that when it comes to your partnerships, you're not bulldozing people. You may not feel like you are. You may feel like you're being perfectly reasonable, and maybe you are, but your vibe can be very like, you see those scary eyes? Like, this is me looking at you. I have Venus and Scorpio and a few other planets, so I can say that. Okay, so as long as you don't become agitated and kind of push too hard, you can actually really come to some great, like, epiphanies in your partnerships. You can get things out in the open. You can, like, rather than sweeping conflicts under the rug, you can kind of handle them in the moment. And if some of you are looking for love, this energy is really going to help you put yourself out there. And it also heats up, like, you come off a little sexier. You come off a little more, well, a little hotter when Mars is in your house of partnerships. Other people perceive you as like, ooh, firecracker, in a good way. Okay. So, ooh, gosh, this is exciting. There's so much going on this month. So a couple days later, on March 12th, there will be a full moon rising in your house of allies, organizations, and long-term goals. And full moons bring culminations or crises. And I don't want the word crisis to freak you out. What I mean is it brings attention to something that either you haven't been paying enough attention to or that you just hadn't noticed. The full moon, the moon is our hidden aspect, the emotional side. So full moons are like, hey, notice me. Like, notice what's going on here. And in your house of allies, organizations, and long-term goals, something is coming to a head when it comes to your friends, the people that you network with, and your associates, okay? So that could be colleagues, but especially like an audience or the board of directors that you work among. Like, there's a shakeup when it comes to the groups that you're in. Are you feeling overwhelmed by the amount of people that you have connections with or allegiances to? Or alternatively, are you feeling cut off and isolated from people and wanting a little bit more interaction in your daily life? The moon is going to show you that. The moon is spotlighting the need to align yourself with people and organizations that really feel, that empower and energize you, that really feel like your people, rather than kind of trying to like fit yourself into a mold that doesn't really work and like kind of tightening yourself up or expanding far beyond where you want to expand right now. Who are you really? And who do you really find yourself like I like this person, I like their vibe, I want to be there. What kind of groups, what kind of clubs, what kind of communities would you like to get involved in? And nowadays that's online and in real life. So think about that, like a mastermind group, or possibly just like a social group that you want to spend time in, or a certain topic that you want to dive into and learn more about. This is a great time to find those people and work with them. Some of you may even be like, with all of this action and Uranus doing his revolutionary thing in your house of work and routine, your routine is getting shaken up, and some of you may be forcibly moved into new communities. I want you to take that as a positive. I want you to realize that change comes because we've grown a little stagnant. And you're a strong, tough sign, Scorpio. You can handle anything. So if you're going through some extreme change this month that freaks you out a little bit, just hold on. Do your thing. And when I say hold on, I don't mean like hold on with a death grip. I mean, again, the way that you would hold on at a surfboard and the way you want to keep your balance. That means moving. I know this is like really geeky that I'm like moving and actually like surfing, but I'm trying to get the point across. So it's like, you got to shift your weight. You got to be like, oh, we're going this way now, so I got to go this way. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and if you don't know what I'm saying, I hope this at least made you laugh. Okay. So move toward like-minded and especially even more creative playmates, Scorpio. Your creativity is rising, so it's time to celebrate that and get involved with people who can help you make more of it. Okay, so on the 14th, Mercury moves into that house of work and routine. 1 week later, on the 21st, the sun follows, and then 1 week after that, the new moon rises in Aries. And the new moon in Aries is always astrologically powerful because it's like the astrological new year, because it's that spring equinox, like the winter is over, spring has sprung, and now things are going to start moving again. So for you, there's huge changes happening around your 9 to 5, the work that you do, the tasks that you do, and the way that you take care of your health and your habits. This is creating new opportunities around your health and habits, your job. Some Scorpios could be seeking new work, especially kind of underlined by Venus going in retrograde in this house. And it's a great time, like I said, to kind of make an effort to align your habits more with loving yourself. And that's habits with your body and your work. Like, put more heart and soul into your work and you will be repaid for that. You may also be feeling the urge to revamp your habits and like take up an exercise routine or eat a little better or start juicing. Like, there's a little bit more love coming into your body. And just make sure that your habits, your everyday habits, support your ultimate goals. They are the building blocks to take you where you want to go. So make sure that the fundamentals, the building blocks, are in really good shape. This is an excellent, excellent, excellent month to make changes. Like, you almost won't have a better opportunity. You'll be thinking clearly about your habits thanks to Mercury. Until the 10th, you'll be very motivated to change them with Mars there. The sun coming in spotlights them, and then the new moon is like, hey, start from the seed. Let's start from zero. Let's clear the slate and start again. Okay, so I want to say that you can make a really big leap toward your goals this month when you start working on the fundamentals. Get the basics in line, and the complex stuff, the bigger stuff, is going to follow very naturally. So thank you so much for watching, Scorpio. I hope this is helpful for you, and if you have any questions or any insights you'd like to share, like, oh, this resonated or this already happened for me, I'd love to hear that, whether it's in the comments below or you can find me on social media. I linked that stuff in the description. And if you want a more personal, intimate look at your chart, I'd love to work with you one-on-one, and my shop is linked below as well. So I'd love to see you. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you have a wonderful March and that you have a great April too. I'll see you then. Bye, Scorpio.